want to start the music bed?
I may talk to him. Is the microphone all right this here?
Yes, sir.
Because I may talk like this.
Yeah, I do too. We talk. We good.
I have the volume up, and I can see the levels when you talk. So
let's put it this way, then I think it's better.
Okay.
I hear you.
All right.
Testing. I don't know what number this microphone is, but 1, 2, 3,
Testing.
4.
You're number one.
You're okay.
Mic 2. Your mic 1 is mic 2.
All right. So whenever you're ready. Good evening, Tampa Bay. This is your host for Porch Talk Radio, Eddie Adams Jr., here again with another fantastic show. As you all know, this community is moving forward in leaps and bounds. And I'm going to bring to you this afternoon something that we haven't done before. We have a guest host, might as well say guest host from Japan. And he's going to introduce himself in a little bit, and we're going to have a conversation, something international for you. I know we've been expanding our bounds from just the local community and Hillsborough County in the state of Florida and national. Never thought we'll be being seen and heard in Japan. I've actually been to Japan, so wonderful country. I had a great time there. So the bullet train, all those things that you hear about. And one of the things that I thought was very interesting is I didn't have to learn Japanese to be able to communicate. I mean, almost everybody I talked to and spoke to when I was over there actually spoke English, and they speak English as well as we do. So that's a good thing. So let's, without any further ado, have a conversation. My guest is going to introduce himself, and we're going to have a conversation about politics, comparing and contrasting Japanese politics with some American politics, and the Trump phenomenon as it has passed international borders and the conversation around the world. Would you introduce yourself and tell our guests who you are?
Good afternoon, Tampa. My name is Taro Kimura. I'm from Tokyo. Thank you, Mr. Adams, for inviting me to be in your show. Actually, I came here to interview him, and I happened to be in his studio being interviewed. And so we exchange our interviews.
Right.
Now, the reason why I came here is that I understand you are one of the most powerful Trump supporter in this area. And I really wanted to know what makes him, do that.
Well, I am what they say is, and I've kind of loved the mantra, I'm the black Republican. Mm-hmm. And internationally that may not mean a lot, but in America, like I was telling someone on the way up the elevator, I can't get mad about politics because he say, well, we may disagree. I say, well, I disagree. I'm the only Republican in my family. So if I disagreed and got mad about politics, then I will lose my family, I lose all my friends, and lose everything. So it's not something that I get mad about, but it's something that's very important to everyone. And I kind of take the mantra that they need a leader. So whenever something come up or issues come up, I find myself being that person because a lot of time I'm the only black in the room, but I'm comfortable with that because the issues are very important.
We are in a very similar situation. I was the first Japanese journalist to say Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States. And everybody said I was out of my mind. But I hope it's going to be like that, otherwise I have to eat my hat.
Well, I would have to move to Japan if he don't win, so.
I tell you why I said so. Because Asia is in a mess right now.
Yes.
China is expanding its territory over the South China Sea. North Korea is blasting their bomb and rocket. Even the Philippines, they deserted America.
Yeah.
And we are in a mess.
Yeah.
It's caused by your present administration.
Being weak. I say it. You may not want to say it because they're weak.
I want to have a change.
Yes.
Something else than the different government.
Peace through strength. And that's been the philosophy for 40 years. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to have to say it, we got some weak Democrats, and Democrats have never been militarily strong. That's not what their mantra is. Their mantra is trying to save dollars by cutting back on the military and putting money into social programs. And then at the end of the day, you can put trillions of dollars into social programs and they don't go away. But if you proceed to be weak in this world today, somebody will drop a bomb on you. So the issue should be they're afraid because you're going to retaliate. See, they're not concerned. I have a problem with this president drawing a line in the sand. When you draw a line in the sand. Yeah. All right, well, if you draw that line in the sand, you better defend that line. He drew a line in the sand and said, you can't step across that line. They rolled across the line. He did nothing. You can't do that. Not on the world market. You got too many folks who believe in power, and that's how you rule, through power. You don't have to fight, but you better be ready to.
Actually, President Obama drew red line in the Middle East.
Yeah, he did.
And the Syrian government forces stepped over it.
Yes,
but
they did.
didn't anything.
That's right.
And Putin saw it and said, aha, United States won't do anything.
That's right.
And he just came in.
He changed his whole philosophy on how to deal with this country.
Another mess. That's
right.
Middle Eastern mess, and all the refugees just pour out of there into Europe.
All of Europe.
Yeah.
All over Europe.
So it's a mess all over the world right now. Do something. I left Japan a week ago, and we heard Hillary Clinton is probably winning this election. And I came over here, the things has changed.
It has.
And I was at the Donald Trump rally, and they're really lively.
Yes.
And what happened, and what's the perspective?
It's the enthusiastic gap. It's like going to a party and find out that you're at a funeral. So you got a party and a funeral happening right across the street. Because I've been to Hillary rallies, and I've seen the last Hillary rally that they had. They had it downtown at a park. But they set the park up so that only a quarter of the park, because they didn't expect 10,000 people. Trump rallies have folks jumping all over each other to get there. They waited in line for 4 and 5 hours. I waited in line. I waited in line for the second Trump rally that was at the convention center, and I didn't get in. I waited in line for 3 hours and still didn't get in. It was that many people there. And I got turned away. So I said, okay, that won't happen again.
Turned away?
Yeah, I'm serious. I stood in line with my people. Tim, I had about 8 people out there.
Wow.
None of us got in. But we was working the crowd. We was talking to folks. We were being involved, make sure folks was in the right line, that kind of stuff, entertaining them while they was out there.
Well, enthusiasm is enthusiasm. It's important.
Right.
But you have to win the election.
Right, you got to win now.
And state of Florida is the key thing, I said.
Yes.
And the story I've heard 10 days ago was that it's going to be a blue state, but now it turns to be purple.
It's purple.
Will it be red?
Going to red. It's going to. Well, the key to winning the state of Florida and the White House, the key to winning the White House is to win the I-4 corridor. And the I-4 corridor runs from Daytona Beach to Tampa. It stops here. So we're the anchor. So you got Clearwater, St. Pete, and Tampa. Those are the 3. So you got 3 counties, 2 counties here. And then it goes all the way across the state to Daytona Beach. So it literally goes all the way across the state. And whoever wins the I-4 corridor wins the state, because the South is Democratic and the North is Republican. So they balance each other out.
So it's in a between.
So the swing part of the state is the I-4 corridor, and it changes the value of the state, which changes the value of whoever wins the White House.
Who's winning?
Right now, Trump is winning.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
By 1 point or 2 point, it's close.
Really? Is that right?
It's close. The last ones I heard, 1 point. Okay, see that. There we go, brother. No,
but that's still risky.
Well, we got the election day, so no matter how many people vote in the early voting process, you still have most of the people showing up the day of the election.
Actually, you're going door to door knocking and
I've been knocking on doors. I've been talking on this radio station. I've been going to meetings. I've been going to events. And again, you know, you gotta work. You gotta work, and you don't know. It's kind of like a football game. It ain't over till it's over. Till the clock say 0-0, 0-0, then it's over. So at 7 p.m. on November the 8th, we will start the process of counting to determine who's going to win the presidency.
I'm going to watch the result of this county. I can see that on the map.
Yes.
Right.
And Hillsborough County was blue. It's been blue. So is Pinellas. Pinellas has turned red. And we're working very hard to turn Hillsborough red. So because blue is Democratic, red is Republican. So Pinellas is already turned. So
tell me, what subject that attract the population here most? Is that the Hillary's lie, or the Medicare? I mean, Obamacare, or what?
Historically, most black folks were Republicans for the first 50 to 60 years. From the 1800s up until the 1960s, and then they start turning with a couple of issues that happened in which blacks historically as a bloc went from being Republicans to being Democrats. So that was in the 70s, 60s and 70s. And they've kind of been that way as a group ever since. But see, I'm dangerous because I'm a free thinker. I think for myself. So I don't have the herd mentality where I have to follow a bunch of folks doing what they're doing. I make a decision based upon my experiences and my expertise, and decided. I was born a Democrat. Don't let me let you not, because my family. I mean, like I say, most blacks are Democrats. They're born into whether you're political or not. But when I started thinking for myself and actually got into politics, I found that I could no longer go along with free abortions. I think killing is gross, and no matter what you say and rationalize killing an unborn child, to me, is sacrilegious. I know it's a baby, they know it's a baby, but somehow it's okay now to kill babies, and we're killing more people before they're born than we're allowing to have life. I know that there's a lot of alternative lifestyles, but they are just that. They are alternative lifestyle. Gay and lesbian and a lot of other stuff is not normal. It's okay. I'm not judging. I'm just saying that's not a marriage. Marriage is defined by God and the Bible, and I'm a Southern Baptist as one man, one woman. See,
so for you, abortion is the key issue to make decision.
It's one of the key issues, because how can you rationalize, killing unborn babies? I mean, how can you do that? You can call them unviable tissue masses or anything else you want to call them. At the end of the day, if you don't interfere with them, at the end of that process, it's a child.
Well, you said yourself special. I mean, all the talk show hosts in this country, I thought was Republicans. I mean, with an exception of few.
Right, you got a few Democrats there.
But this election, it was funny that Glenn Beck is not supporting Donald Trump, and many other conservative.
He may be on Hillary's payroll. I just got to throw that out there.
The only
everybody else is.
Sean Hannity is supporting.
Well, Herman Cain supports Trump, and Rush supports Trump, and I mean, so
Limbaugh?
Rush Limbaugh, yeah.
Why is
he's not promoting him, but he supports him, so it's a difference.
In other words, is Donald Trump too radical even for the Republican?
Well, see, that's the problem. They so used to being down. They so used to losing. Losing becomes a mentality. I never had a losing mentality. I figured I could do anything I wanted to do if I put my mind to it. I've actually been all over the world several times, not because I'm rich, it's because I said to myself a long time ago there were certain things I wanted to do, and I did them. And then I make a new list, and whatever's on that list, I do them. I do what it takes to make me go where I need to go or do what I need to do. So I'm not limited. the fact that I'm black has not kept me down. A lot of people use that as a crutch. It's not a crutch, but especially once you leave this country. You leave this country and go somewhere else, then I set myself the same as anybody else. And one thing I've not done, I've not looked down on people, and I don't look up at people. I don't look up at somebody because they may have more money than me, more power, more stature, that they're better than me. They're not better than me. Because one thing for sure that I truly understand, I worked in the healthcare for 25 years, that everybody gets sick and everybody dies, no matter how much money you got.
Now, within a couple of days, I'm going back to Tokyo and have to do television story.
Okay.
I need my final word. What's going to happen in Tuesday? And what are your perspective?
I have at least 5 or 6 very good Republican candidates that I'm supporting, and that's not Donald Trump. I'm talking about locally. I'm talking about people who actually affect what I do every day and how I do it, because they're the local politician.
Right.
Every dollar that comes in through the federal government crosses some city council member, some county commissioner, some state representative, some state senator. Those folks actually control the stuff that affects us every day. And because of that, I'm making sure that those decisions are not left up to the whim of folks who are following a pack or folks who are following a herd. Those people I am literally helping. I'm giving money to. I'm giving them time on a radio show to make a difference. And come Tuesday, I'm going to go to a lot of winning campaign victory parties.
What about presidential election?
Trump, I am so into Trump at this point in time. Matter of fact, I took a photo a couple weeks ago. Could not get backstage with him, but he's coming back here before the election. I hope, even though it's a couple of days, Tampa's important. It's that important. And what I'm going to try to do is get an interview with him so I can put it on my show.
No, this has been your show, and I've asked too much questions.
No.
It's your turn.
Well, it's us interviewing each other. So you got to tell me a little bit about the politics in Japan.
Well, it's the same. It's the same story all over the world.
But you guys have an emperor, right?
Emperor and that's like a flag.
Kind of like the Queen of England. Yeah.
It's a flag.
Yeah. So, but the politics there, you guys conservative, liberals, kind of like we have here?
We have very strong conservatives.
Okay.
Very steady. So it's politically, it's stable over there. And the only unstable factor is who's going to be the president of the United States. That will change the whole situation over there.
It does. It really was. And one of the things that I found interesting when I was in Japan, you guys have a significant black population.
Oh, yes, we do.
Yeah.
You see our Olympics gymnastics, I mean, the guy who ran fast in the 100 meters dash is black Japanese.
Oh, okay.
He's from Jamaica. His father came from Jamaica. And we have a black tennis player, girl. I mean, she's very good. We have lots of them.
And you have black communities. I went to a couple of clubs. Like I said, I've been there. I was surprised. And, I'm a world traveler. I've been all over the world. And one of the few places I went where they actually had a black community was in Tokyo. I went to Tokyo. And I was interested. I was shocked. Because not many places you go other than the United States and maybe, England, do you have a lot black population.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. And the political part of it was interesting also. It's different from America.
I wouldn't say interesting. It's there. I mean,
yeah. While I was traveling, one thing I found that was strange and interesting. I went to Singapore, and in Singapore, their national language is
English.
American English.
Is it?
It is American English. Most other places have English or the British English,
right.
But Singapore, their official language is the American English. So
they say schedule rather than schedule.
Yes. And I found that now the other thing that was okay that happened. Okay, they have the American English, then they have video movies and things from Japan, and then they dub it in Japanese.
Into Japanese?
Yes. I was sitting in the movie theater and I'm seeing, you know, they're talking.
You mean the subtitles?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
right,
yes,
right,
yes, subtitles.
right.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So not known that, not seen that, and you know, just thought that was, you know, for American, that was quite interesting. You got 3 cultures here melding together like that. So, all right. So that being said, how have you enjoyed your trip to Tampa?
Wow, I've been quite a places. I mean, and I really enjoyed. I mean, watching the excitement of this campaign in many places.
Did you get to visit one of the offices? Because Trump got 5 offices here.
No, I didn't go to their office. I rather go to the places where the story is like fences in Arizona.
Okay.
Or you know,
Yeah.
you have this radio station here.
Okay. Urban radio station at that. Yes, we're the audience here. We're actually this is a unique kind of situation too, because TMP is the urban station, but right next door is the Hispanic FM station, right?
Mexican.
Mexican.
Regional
But
Mexican.
your call sign is represent this area, WTMP.
West Tampa.
West. All right.
Yes. So it's good. It's good. It's unique, and I think this is one of those opportunities. And if possible, maybe we can get a copy of the video or the show. You guys can send it to me.
Our director will send you
The finished product.
Sure.
All right. So we got about 22 minutes on the show. And so if you got any closing remarks, anything you want to say, you want to leave with our listening audience?
Well, thank you, Mr. Adams. I never thought about doing such a lively the exchange, and I really love radio, although I'm a television man.
Okay.
Yeah, and go out with this. I mean, you have a great success in radio, and hopefully your election.
Yes. We're going to be pounding all the way up to the last minute, making sure that folks. And again, my message to black people is, you have someone that has done this for 30 years. If I do anything for 30 years, I can put my hat on it, I can brag about it, I can talk about it, and this person has a hard time finding anything significant that they could talk about after being in politics for 30 years. I'm just saying. 30 years, you got to have done something significant that you can hang your hat on, that makes a difference running against somebody who's not a politician. If she's got 30 years in, she should have passed some laws, she should have built some buildings, did something, had some monuments named after her. I'm just saying, the issue becomes, how do we document that we was here? Her hard time documenting that she was here is that she made $500 million working for the community.
Yes, and Donald Trump said, drain the swamp.
Drain the swamp. Get rid of all the snakes and alligators.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Thank you, Tampa.
All right.